How you doing? Welcome back, everybody. This is CT of the NYC Indian, and today we're going to be reviewing the Courtship. This is going to be brought to you from an urban Native American perspective, a mixed perspective, and a secular perspective. So let's dive right on in. So first of all, I want to address that yes, the show is still on. If you guys were wondering where it was on your channel guides, your DVRs, it has been dropped by NBC and picked up by the USA Network. So I don't know if you have the USA Network, but if you do, go check that channel guide. My DVR automatically recorded it even though it had switched networks, and I didn't even know about it. I was just thinking they were on a break or something. So anyway, I guess the ratings haven't been very good for this show, but maybe they'll find their audience on the USA Network. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure why USA either, because do they do a lot of like period type stuff? I mean, I don't think they do, but then again, I haven't watched that network in a long time, so you never know. But anyway, let's get into it. So this review is not going to be very long. I mean, so what can you talk about? So the big drama really was about the blonde guy. I don't know. I call him Blondie. I don't know. Or Fabio. That's what I should call him, Fabio. So anyway, yeah, he was all into, we noticed that, well, I can say from the very first episode when they introduced him, he seemed like he was going to be trouble. And I remember the way that he looked at her best friend. So the best friend sits down with him, and you could tell by her body language that she was uncomfortable, because she could sense that like he was kind of, like really not looking at Ms Remy and more looking at her. And he's like, yeah, I just haven't spent a lot of alone time with like a quality woman or whatever he was saying in a long time. And she was like, oh, okay, well, what's your usual type? And he was like, well, maybe like more dirty blonde. And she's like, you can just hear the record go, skirt, like, wait, hold on. That is not what she looks like, okay? And the friend was like, all right, I gotta let my girl know. So she talks with the sister, and the sister is like, oh, wait, hold on, wait, he's not really into her. What is he here for? We know what he's there for. Some kind of like Pantene, contract for a commercial. He's trying to like basically get put on, right? He looks like he wasn't even interested in this process whatsoever. So when the sister finds out, she's like, oh, we got to put a stop to this immediately. So we'll get back to them a little bit later on. So some of the guys that I noticed that stood out to me anyway were the guy that was playing cricket, that was like so into it that he wasn't like really paying attention to her. I was like, okay, he needs to go. She wound up eliminating the Dominican guy. And you know what? See, this is what I was saying. Like, it's good to be upfront, but I think you can't be going into tears and all that stuff. Not when you first meet somebody that's a wet blanket. I understand he is dealing with some tragedy, and it's quite recent, and I really think it's too soon for him to be on a show like that. But he's the one ultimately that can make that decision for himself if he's ready to get into a relationship or not, even though he's mourning the loss of his loved ones. I just feel like all that crying and I'm not saying that, people shouldn't cry. Men and women equally need to get that stuff out and, get it off your chest and talk to someone. But I mean, on a first date, I'm sorry. There's no way. There is no way if somebody was all boo-hooing on a first date, you're going on a second date. It's not happening. It's just, we can definitely become friends, but nothing more than that. I mean, it's a little bit of a, it's like I don't know. It's not right. It just doesn't feel appropriate for that sort of setting. So, the other thing that I noticed was that Mr. Kim, is that his name, Mr. Kim? She says to him, you know what? I think you are like one of the most attractive people I've ever seen. And I said, oh, okay. So this is a little bit interesting. Now, I don't know if when they sign up or when she signed up for the show, does she get to pick from a group, and then so to kind of make sure that at least they're in the ballpark of her type in the beginning, or do they just give her a complete blind crop of people and then she just does the elimination week by week? But anyway, it was kind of nice to hear her say that she was really into him. And I mean, let's be honest. All right, come on, people. Let's be real. We do not see Asian males in American culture ever be anything other than what is like some stereotype in the movies, like doing, martial arts or nerdy. That's basically it. But so for her to like, you know, to say, hey, like she didn't say that to any of the other guys. Like, you are one of the most attractive people I've ever seen in my life. I thought, oh, okay, that's kind of, you know, I'm sure that definitely must have boosted his confidence, right? And he just has to kind of get out of his head a little bit. He's too like worried about some girlfriend that broke up with him back in high school or whatever it was. Man, let that go. This woman is into you. Like, just relax, have fun, enjoy, and you know, maybe you'll be the one that she walks off with. So I thought that was interesting because we just don't see, usually in American media, when we see men of color, they're usually Black American men. Very rarely do we even see Latino men. And if you look at the demographic, there are so many Latinos in America. Like, why don't we see more Latinos in the United States on television? Like, not everything has to go on Telemundo or Univision or something like that. So I just kind of liked that she was looking at some people of color in the pool. So, which was, I mean, it was just interesting to me, and I thought that was kind of cool. So we'll see, but I don't know if he's up to task for it. That's what I'm not sure about, but she's definitely into him. So let's see, who else was it that I wanted to talk about? Oh, Mr. Mumbre, the English guy. I swear to God. All right, now listen, I am not a spring chicken here. So if you guys are like close within my age range, or I don't know, if you're anywhere between, I would say like 35 and up, you probably remember George Michael. To me, he's giving me a very like, okay, George Michael was Greek, very Greek. Like, his full name, like George Michael, is like the very short, and he has like a very, very traditional Greek name. And he doesn't, you know, George Michael has that very Greek look, you know, the thick hair, the dark eyebrows and stuff like that. But Mumbre, he's like the anglicized version of like George Michael to me. I think he's a nice looking guy. And I know she's attracted to him, but I'm just wondering, like, is she gonna pick the English guy? I mean, she's in England. She could probably pick an English guy. I don't know. So, but he wound up winning the challenge, and he does seem like he's into her. So we'll see about that. Who was it? Was there another guy? Mr. King, was that the guy who had a daughter? Yeah, there was a guy that had a daughter. He talked about that, and he seemed like a nice guy too, and he seemed to be really missing his little girl and everything like that. So now, I don't know what the situation is with the baby's mama, and the only concern I had about him, like, I liked him in the beginning because, first of all, I was really interested in seeing what her type was, because I know, listen, yeah, she's a girl of color, but she's from Seattle. Seattle, like I said before, this is a very multicultural, when it comes to dating, people are, you know, it's not like the East Coast. I mean, you go on the East Coast, interracial couple, very easily you can get people calling stuff. It's happened to me. People talking trash and calling you names and stuff like that. I even had this one woman even spat at me one time because I was walking down the street with somebody that she felt that I did not belong with. So the East Coast can be very crazy. Seattle is so much more relaxed and chill. So I was like, what is really her type? But she just seems, I mean, she doesn't really seem to have one. I mean, if she does, she hasn't expressed it, because she's into, you know, she's into the dark-skinned Black guy. She's into the Latino guy. Well, but the Dominican guy, he is an Afro-Latino though. But, you know, but he's lighter skin. She's into the Asian guy. She's into the white guy. I mean, so she just seems to like really be open to dating whomever. So the guy now, but the guy, I think his name is Mr. King, the guy with the daughter. When I first saw him, I was like, okay, that could definitely work out. That could be a nice little match right there. But then when he told me about his daughter and how young she was, I was like, I don't know about that. And this was it from a divorce, or like, is there still some current, I mean, you have to maintain some kind of relationship with the mother if your daughter's and his daughter seems to be very actively present or he seems to be actively present in her life. So there's a baby's mama around there somewhere. So I don't know if she really wants to deal with that. I think ultimately she's not going to choose that, because they're going for like this whole, you know, traditional courtship stuff. So, you know, but she says that she's still a modern girl. So while she seemed receptive to the fact that he had a daughter, I think in the back of her mind she was like, oh, that's so great, but yeah, I'm not doing I don't think she's gonna choose somebody with a kid. I don't care what country he's from or, you know, what his background is. I don't think she's gonna choose somebody with a child, especially when her parents are there and they're so part of this process to help her choose. They're not gonna have her with all these eligible bachelors that are childless. They're not gonna have her choose the guy with the kid, especially a kid that young. No way, no way. Okay, so let's get back to Fabio. Oh my God, listen. So when the sister tells Remy about, oh, he's actually, not your type, or you're not his type and stuff like that. And the best friend is like, oh yeah, so I'm talking to him and I'm trying to, I'm getting some kind of vibe from him. And it was so funny when she's like, so what's your type? And then he starts saying that he likes dirty bonds, and he was like, I don't know, was he like trying to talk about me? It was so funny. Like it was like, that was like a real best friend moment. She's like she's not playing dumb. Like, she knows that he's into her. And I'm glad that she was upfront with, with Remy that, hey, listen, he was really trying to, low key, he was trying to holler at me when he's supposed to be here for you. So, yeah, when she found that out, she gave, during elimination, of course she got rid of his ass, right? And then during elimination, she had to let everybody know, if you're not here for me, you can hit the door. And here goes Fabio with this long, oh, the tears, he's just crying. Oh, please. He was such a mess. He's probably thinking to himself, oh my God, I'm gonna miss out on a modeling contract if I get eliminated too soon or something like that. Or maybe he doesn't even have enough money to get back to the States. Who knows? Hopefully the network paid for them to get there. But now that so now it's a different situation now that they've changed networks. I wonder, is the show format going to change? And, if it does get picked up for a second season, it may not have the same kind of budget. So maybe it'll be a different type of thing. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully she'll find her match. But yeah, so basically she said, sayonara, sucker. See you later. So she got rid of that blonde guy. So, which was really good. I mean, you got to weed out the ones that are there for singing and stuff like that. Oh, speaking of singing, so yeah, she got rid of the I don't remember his name, the guy that was always singing all the time. He had a nice voice. And actually I didn't know that his mom is British. So I thought to myself, okay, well, that's cool and everything, but like all the singing and stuff like that, to me, it just felt very performative, like another one trying to get another contract. And she wasn't really into him. And the thing is when he finally stopped singing, or like the past episode where he wasn't singing, and we got a little snippet of his personality, it seemed like he probably could be a good potential match, just maybe not for her. I don't see the chemistry with them, but he seemed actually like a good guy. So now that he's been on TV, he'll probably find somebody when he gets back to his hometown or whatever. But everybody's stock rises after they've been on TV, right? So yeah, that's about it. So I'm wondering, this whole network shift thing has just got me completely just like, I don't know what to think. Are they going to shorten the season now? Is it going to be less episodes? Are we going to be tuning in next week and feeling like we missed out on something? But anyway, yeah, so that's it. It was a fun little show to watch. So we'll see next week. So now it's going to come on Wednesdays. So I will do the reviews for these on, I'll do them on Thursdays, because I also do Married at First Sight on Wednesdays. So yeah, so if you guys like any of the other shows that I like to review, like 90 Day Fiance, Before the 90 Days, Married at First Sight, and the complete opposite end of this spectrum with the complete and total ratchetry, okay? Not ratchetness, ratchetry, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and just coin that phrase, the ratchetry of Love After Lockup. Oh my God, that is so good. It is so salacious. So, hey, if you guys are interested, just go ahead and check out some of those other shows that I have on my channel. If you like the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend, and take care of yourselves, guys. I'll see you next week. Take care. Che pisa lacho.